Okay. Good evening, friends. Let's start energization satsang. We'll pray. O infinite spirit, recharge my body with thy cosmic energy, my mind with thy concentration, my soul with thy ever new joys. O eternal youth of body and mind, abide within me forever and forever. Om. First exercise, double breathing with palms touching. Calf recharging on the left. Ankle rotation. Opposite direction. Calf recharging on the right side. Ankle rotation. Opposite direction. Then tense your left calf and left forearm. Low, medium, high. Vibrating tension. Relax gradually, high, medium, low. Thigh and upper arm. Tense. Relax. Two more times. Calf and forearm. Relax. Thigh and upper arm. Relax. Calf and forearm. Relax. Thigh and upper arm. Tense and relax. On the right side, right calf and right forearm. Tense. Relax. Thigh and upper arm. Tense. Relax. Calf and forearm. Relax. Thigh and upper arm. Relax. Last time, calf and forearm. Relax. Thigh and upper arm. Tense and relax. Now both the calves and both forearms. Tense. Relax. Both thighs and both upper arm. Tense. Relax. Let's repeat two more times. Calves and forearms. Relax. Thighs and upper arms. Tense and relax. One last time. Calf and forearm. Relax. Thigh and upper arm. Tense and relax. Tense your left side of chest and left buttock. Relax. Right side of chest and right buttock. Tense. Relax. Left side. Relax. Right side. Relax. Left. Relax. And right. Relax. Now tensing the lower back, left lower back. Relax. Right lower back. Tense. Relax. Left. Relax. Right. Left and right. Middle back. Tense and relax. Right middle back. Tense and relax. Left side first. Relax. Right side. Left and right. Upper back, left upper back. Right, left, right, left, and right. Shoulder rotation. Opposite direction. Throat recharging. Tense and relax your throat. 3 times. Tense your left side of neck. Relax right side. Relax left. Relax right. left, and right. Chin to the chest. To double inhale through the nose. Tense the backside of your neck. Double exhale out. Last time. Neck rotation with medium tension, 3 times in one direction and 3 times another. Neck rotation without any tension, 3 times in one direction and 3 times another. Spinal recharging. Spinal rotation. Opposite direction. Spinal stretching side to side. Spinal adjustment. Upper spinal twist. Skull tapping. Scalp massage. Medulla massage. More times. Bicep recharging. Left side first. Tense and relax. Right side. Tense. Relax. Left. Relax. Right. Relax. Left. Relax and right. Relax. 20-part body recharge. Tense your entire body with double inhalation. And double exhale out. Relax. Now tense and relax individual body part. Tense your left foot. Relax. Right foot. Relax. Left calf. Relax. Right calf. Relax. Left thigh. Right thigh. Left buttock. Right buttock. Lower abdomen. Upper abdomen. Left forearm. Right forearm. Left upper arm. Right upper arm. Left side of chest. Right side of chest. Left side of neck. Right side. Front and back. Now tense and hold the tension. Starting from left foot right, left calf right, left thigh right, left buttock right, lower abdomen, upper abdomen, left forearm right, left upper arm right, left side of chest right, left side of neck right, front and back. Relax the back side of neck, front, right side of chest left, right upper arm left, right forearm left, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, right buttock left, right thigh left, right calf left, right foot left. Now chin to the chest, double inhale and tense your entire body. Weightlifting. Double breathing with elbows touching. Weight lifting from the side. Arm rotation in one direction. Gradually increase the tension and relax in another direction. Increase the tension and relax. Bit pulling and pushing from the front. Finger recharge to the side, front, and up above. Four part body arm recharge. Single arm raising, starting from left, right, left, right, left, and right. Stretching side to side. First left side, then right, left, right, left, and right. Walking in place. Running in place. Relax. Fencing. Arm rotation in last circles. Opposite direction. Stomach recharge. Double exhale out and hold your stomach. Hold your breath in. Again, double exhale out. Hold your breath in. This time we will pump our stomach in and out. Churn your stomach. Back to first exercise. Calf recharge on the left. Ankle rotation. Opposite direction. Calf recharge on the right. Ankle rotation. And opposite direction. Hip recharge on the left. Another direction. On the right side. And another direction. Last exercise. Close your eyes. Double exhale out. Push your hands away from you without any tension. As you inhale, double inhale, bring them closer. Let's repeat 3 to 6 times. Om. Please be seated. Now I will invite. Yeah.
Okay, while we are standing still, let's offer a prayer. And I invite all our Guru Bhais also online to join us. And especially as we move now or have moved into the Christmas season, and today's topic is divine love, let's bring to mind especially Jesus Christ and, of course, Babaji Krishna, whose words we will study today from the Bhagavad Gita. And let's pray together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, beloved Masters, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswar Ji, our beloved Guru, Paramhans Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, our friend and guide Swami Kriyananda Ji. We humbly bow before you all. Beloved Christ, beloved God, come into this temple today. Come into our hearts. Expand our hearts, filling them with divine love, till our consciousness becomes infinite. O great Masters, help us taste divine love through our daily spiritual efforts, and help us serve as instruments through our thoughts and words, all our actions, as instruments of that love. We are your children. Come to us now. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please be seated. I'll request our friend Tushar, who is handling the camera, every now and then to give our friends, because we can see, or I'll request more Guru Bhais who are online to turn on your cameras so we can see you. But then I also want Tushar to, spin the camera around so you all can see the family on this side. All right. Okay, let's chant. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Just as we prayed through this chant, Door of My Heart, let us invite all our masters one by one to come expand our heart, saturate it with their loving presence, their consciousness of love. Especially let us call to Christ for his deep divine love for God, love for everyone, his compassion, kindness, forgiveness. Let's call to them. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come? Wilt thou come? Just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, night and day, I look for thee. Night and day, night and day, night and day, I look for thee. Night and day. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come? Wilt thou come? Just for once come to me. Wilt thou come? Wilt thou come? Just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, night and day, I look for thee. Night and day, night and day, night and day, I look for thee. Night and day, night and day, night and day, I look for thee. Night and day. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Sitting upright now, away from the back of the chair, let us feel this devotion, this devotional energy awakened through our prayers, the chant, the presence of the masters. Feel as if that energy from inside out, bringing lightness to the body, a natural upliftment to our consciousness. Feel that energy from inside out, keeping the spine straight, the gaze uplifted, and holding nothing back. Let us allow that energy to naturally flow to the point between the two eyebrows. That is, Yogananda ji said, the seat of super consciousness. That is where we should see ourselves living from. Aspire always to bring and center our consciousness at that point, very lovingly. So lifting our gaze there, let us feel our prayers and chanting, bringing now in this meditation for about 10 to 12 minutes, bringing the presence of God and gurus. From within, as we keep the body still, use any technique of meditation you may know to calm the breath, calm the heart, keep all thoughts aside, and let's invite Christ and all the masters to bless us in this meditation. We'll meditate now for about 12 minutes. Om, Om, Om. Amen, Amen, Amen. Good evening, everybody. Namaste and greetings. You know, Swamiji once, Swami Kriyananda ji, our teacher, founder of Ananda, he once looked at his mother when he was a little child and he said, he was so full of life. You can imagine those words very naturally coming out and words of great wisdom from, I think he was maybe 6 years old or something. Please come. And he said, Mother, isn't it wonderful just to be alive? And so many gifts God has given us. He creates us, entertains us, gives us a life, a wonderful brain, a heart, friends, family. The year, now 1 year is ending, the next one is coming, festivals come, the example of the masters. Think of that time when some scripture came to you or autobiography of a yogi. That's something. I was at the Pune book fair, like many of us are visiting. We have a stall there. And just it was closing time. And we went there to help with the wrap up and some of our friends. And then this mother and daughter were there. And they were like, there was this little yes and no, yes and no. They were tiptoeing inside the stall and holding the autobiography. And they were looking at each other. Should we? What do you think? And then our friend was really Govinda, if you know him, he was like, oh my goodness, this book, you really must take this book. And I was like, I could see like he was losing the war. So I jumped in and I said, oh my goodness, this is absolutely, ma'am. I said, if there's one book you should get from this entire stall, I said, look, we've dedicated one entire row to this book. I said, it's a marvelous book. 15 other people in this book fair are selling it, but we are selling the original 1946 edition, including the color and all that. And we started talking about Mahatma Gandhi, Tagore, who's mentioned. I mean, later we were like wiping our brow. I was like, gosh, the amount of energy it takes to sell one book sometimes. And then the talk came around Gandhi, and the mother is like, we talk about Gandhi. She's not entirely agreeing, but these kids nowadays, they watch a little reel and they don't really know who the real man was, what was his story. So we started talking about Gandhi and Ahimsa, and in the end, they're like, okay, we're going to buy this book. So it was like, okay, go for it. But so many beautiful things. When we read a book like that, the example of the masters, or I remember many years ago, I was reading when I got the first Bible. I was a little kid. How much do you know when you're 8, 9 years old? But I remember it was some special day, and the announcement was made in our school that now, please come one by one. And father, it was a Catholic school, father so and so will give everybody a book, the Holy Bible. So we all went, and this remarkable little navy blue leather bound book with a, little, I was like, wow, I just felt very honored and elated and elevated. I was like, my goodness, it's like Swami when he gave a talk and somebody said, that was beautiful. And Swami said, God is the doer. And the lady said, really? I mean, it's like your talk was good, but I didn't know it was that good. So I was like, I know I'm a good child, but do I deserve the Bible? And I went home, and it's a little bit like a pocket dictionary. I couldn't understand it. I was like, kept it on my study tables. Like suddenly I had, I don't know, become a man that day. The father gave me a Bible. And and why am I sharing this story? Because here we are at Christmas time. And today, of course, I'll share a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. But Master said they are all one and the same, especially for us who are Kriyabans, but really for the whole world. It is important to know that it was Jesus Christ who made the request. Yogananda ji said he didn't write about it. Some things the masters don't write. Master said, not about this, but other things. He said that would get me in trouble. I'd be fighting that thing alone all my life. But to close disciples, he did say, somebody asked him, why do you have Jesus on the altar? Is that because you've come to America? Is that because you want to win the audience of America? And Master said, no, Babaji, my guru, I have met him, my Param Guru, and he said he told me I should share original Christianity and Hinduism. Besides, it was Jesus Christ who made that request to Mahavatar Babaji to re-release the teachings of Kriya Yoga and to send somebody to the West. And Yogananda ji said, I've been asked to come. I mean, remarkable things going on behind the scenes, as they say. But the good thing is that God and his awakened sons, the great masters, they watch out for us. So Christ Master many times used to write Krishna as Krishna in that spelling, and Christ he would emphasize that that's you can take Krishna and make a Christ out of that those alphabets too. And interestingly, Kriyanandaji would remind us both of those names, Christ and Krishna, were not the given names of the two great masters. They were titles. They were states of consciousness, not just for them, and they were not exclusive. It's the same state of consciousness which is called by different names by cultures. It's like Om. I was during the pandemic reading about Ahunavar, because Master writes in the autobiography of a yogi that what the Hindus call Om is called Amen by Christians, Amin by the Islamic followers, and Ahunavar by the Zoroastrians. So it was always on my mind, what is Ahunavar? And in the pandemic, one day I just got online, and there is something called the Ahunavarya, which goes in depth. All the benefits by communing with Ahunavar are the same as communing with the sound of Om. The protection, the guidance, the freedom from ego, fear of death. And you're like, wow, 4,000 years ago, the enlightened masters were saying the same thing in a different way. So I want to now read a verse from the Gita and then focus on Swami Kriyanandaji's life a little bit, because next year is the centennial, his 100th year of birth, and he was a very great soul. One of the things we were telling this family that came yesterday to the bookstall is, I said, don't worry, because the autobiography is voluminous. I said, don't worry. It doesn't have too many details about his life. I said some because it's an autobiography. I said, this is the world's most selling autobiography because it has universal principles. I said Yogananda ji did not say much about him, which is why all these other 150 books were written by his disciple. Similarly, Swami Kriyananda ji was a remarkable soul. Now, how high can you be? You have to become God realized. Once you're God realized, once you're a master, you're a child of God, there is no I or ego in me. There's no God finds a clear open window. And such people, such souls are rare. And once we find them, we are drawn to them. I was thinking as I was preparing for this talk, I met Swami Kriyananda ji, and it was love at first sight, as they say. It was a big hall. He was on the stage. He didn't even speak for 45 minutes. There were many other speakers, and they were distinguished speakers. Chief Minister of Delhi, head of the CBI, head of another spiritual organization worldwide, head of Times of India. I mean, the lineup was enormous. And finally, people had it. I was not the only one. Somebody got up. He says, can we stop all this? Can we stop talking and let Swami Kriyananda speak, please? We have come to hear him. And I was like, whoa. It's like, that was my introduction to Swami Kriyananda ji. It's like, of course, he's a direct disciple, living disciple of Yogananda. I mean, take your seat, men and women. Let's listen to him. And Swami got up and he was like, my guru told me, my guru, my guru, my guru. He was so childlike, so simple, so soft. At the same time, I could see, because fortunately, just 4 days ago, I had finished reading the autobiography. And there was a vibration. There's a vibration in that book. And Yogananda told Kriyananda, you love that book so much because I have put my vibrations into the book. And Swami was quite a reader. He said, I had never heard of the concept of the author putting his vibrations into the words. And Swami said, okay. And we all know that vibration because we've read the book. Well, I read the book. 4 days later, I'm seeing, you might say, a living, moving example of a vibration. And I said, this is what happens if you read that book and live by it all your life. I was, like I said, sold. And as they say, everything is history. Now, here's the interesting thing. Why I want to speak about Kriyananda ji a little bit today, and Christ and Krishna. One time, there was Christmas season in Mount Washington, I believe 1948, maybe 49, and Kriyananda ji had a beard and slightly long hair. And so somebody asked him, why don't you play the role of Christ? You know, they were doing a little play. And he said, okay. So he played his part. And later somebody said to Yogananda ji, you know, Walter looked just like Jesus. Many of us felt it. We were discussing later. So Master said, oh, Walter, they told me you looked like Jesus Christ in the play today. And Swami, being the earnest seeker that he was, he said, thank you, Master, but I would much rather be like him than look like him. I was like again, wise words. And Master very simply, sweetly looked at him and he said, that will come. Keep those words in mind, friends. You know, when we talk of Christ, Krishna, their level of or capacity of love, it seems like, well, you know, I can't even read this book anymore. It's like it's too much going on over here. But it will come. It's like a gymnasium. If you go in and start, I once went into a gym actually. I was reading Arnold's book. I was getting started and I looked around this enormous gym in Delhi. The Air Force people had their gym. And I saw this one man, just like the pictures of Arnold I had seen, he's exercising and working out. And I thought, why read a book? Let's talk to the person who's produced results. So I went and first, what do you do? I started clearing little weights around him and making some noise with the metal. And he looked up and I said, good morning. So he said, good morning. So now I know you shouldn't disturb them because they have a routine. They breathe and take a certain amount of break and all that. But he was wrapping up. I said, are you going home? He said, yes. I said, could I ask you a few questions? He said, let's walk. Well, we had become friends. He was very friendly. So we started talking. I said, what about this? What about that? And he told me a few things. Then I was like, he's cool. So I said, by the way, sir, your muscles are enormous, you know. I said, maybe you should participate in the Mr. India competition. And he just looked at me. He said, I have won that twice. I, I said, okay. And again, that evening, I went home. I told my mom what happened. And we were buying groceries in the same cantonment in the evening. And he was there with his wife. And I said, Mom, come. I said, you know, and we all greeted each other once again. But anyway, so I want to focus on that how Swami Kriyanandaji became Christ-like. Those were Master's words. And when a self-realized Master gives you a word, Yogananda said the earth and moon can change their location. The universe has to rearrange itself. But what has been spoken is bound to happen. It is binding on the universe. And so I'll share some stories about how Swami Kriyanandaji was, his nature of being Christ-like. So these are the words from chapter 8. Krishna says, those great souls who love me, and with me, it's not just Krishna, it's me with a capital M, which is Krishna, consciousness, that universal infinite consciousness. Those great souls who love me and out of love for me merge in my spirit, achieve the highest success, the only kind worth striving for. They need never return again to this ephemeral, temporary, grief-stricken world. And Swami used to quote those last words, few words, many times. He said, here is the creator, Krishna, calling his creation, the world, grief-stricken. Why? Because ephemeral, temporary, nothing is lasting over here. You meet somebody, you enjoy it very much. Well, there's going to be a separation. We are born excellent. I don't know why, but it is excellent. In the beginning, it seems wonderful. Look at the irony of the world. We celebrate births and we grieve at death. Ideally, the child is wiser than the parents. He cries when he's born. And I once had a patient who Just one thing led to another. Very quickly, at a middle age, he was in the hospital and very critical, about to die. And the family just couldn't take it. And one day they said, "Talk to him. Please say something. Rouse him. Tell him there's a marriage in the family. He has to get well and come out. We need him." And I said, "I will." I went to him. I kind of just tried to give him that sermon, and he had tubes all over his body, couldn't speak. He had a tracheostomy. He was breathing on artificial means, but he could look. And I looked at him, and that day he was beaming. He was looking wonderful. And I thought, well, maybe he's going to get well. I said, "You're getting well. Your family's right behind this wall. Come on, you can do this. Don't give up." And he gathered all his strength. He looked at me so lovingly, and two teardrops came from his eyes. And just very blissfully, happily, he just said this. When I said, "You can get well and go out of this hospital," he said. And later, and 1.5 hours later, I got the news he left his body. And his eyes were conveying that, "Don't hold me. I am going." And that is wisdom, that, what is really trying to happen? What are we here in this world to seek? So we'll come to how we should love God and how we can channel that love, as Krishna is saying, "Love me, be in my consciousness." But we are trying to go, as Kriyanandaji did, from who he was to becoming Christ-like. And at the very end of his life, I think it's absolutely safe to say he had become Christ-like. And that's why I'll give you some stories. I had made a friend in Pune when I came. Very quickly after I came, he was helping me in my library work, in my clinic. He was very kind, compassionate, serviceful, charitable to many other people. He ran a wonderful store in this city. And he had Swami Kriyanandaji's book where he was selling in that store. And I said, "Oh, this book." He said, "You must buy this book, Art and Science of Raj Yoga. This is the best book on the subject." I said, "I have the book. I live with the author." And he said, "Really? Swamiji has moved to Pune?" I said, "Yes, you should come." And he said, "Absolutely." So he came for a talk. Then another time, Swami used to come once a year. So there was another talk, and I invited him. And he came. But I had to be on stage that day. So I told him, "I'm busy, but stay around. After everything disperses, we should catch up and have a coffee or something." Well, talk ended. He told me he's coming, but then I couldn't see him. So I called him. He didn't answer. And I called him. And some days went by. And I thought, that is so unusual. What happened? Maybe he's not well. A month went by. Again called him. No answer. Then he called me finally and he said, "Aditya, I'm very upset about something." I said, "Tell me." I said, "What happened?" He said, "You invited me to that talk. I came." I said, "Yes." He said, "You told me it's a free lecture." I said, "Yes." He said, "It was not." I said, "What do you mean? It was a public talk. Swami's talks are always free." He said, "No, it was not. I was charged at the entrance." He said, "It's not that 300 rupees is a big amount. I was just wondering, why did you not tell me it's charged?" I said, "It cannot be. I don't know. I'll come back to you." Anyway, I went back and found out, and somebody said this was the only second time in Swami's life where by mistake the public event was charged. And Swami was not happy about it. Now, on one level, a man of God is absolutely loving. Think of Christ himself, Krishna. On the other hand, both these great masters could be on the battlefield. And Swami Kriyanandaji called the person who was the organizer. Long-term devotee, mistakes happen. The person thought it'll be nice to raise some funds. And Swami said, "Of course, but not when I reach out to new people." And the person told me, he said, "Swami called me." I said, "What happened?" He said, "I can't tell you." He said, "The worst scolding of my life, love and lightning at the same time, somebody holding me by the tie and unceasingly slapping me. Think of that." Now, Swami didn't slap physically, but he said it was all going on. And he said, "I never heard a scolding like that." Swami said, "How dare you come between me and what I'm trying to do for my guru?" So you could see that this man of God, how it mattered. These things mattered so much. What his first love was to share his guru. Now, here's the interesting thing in the story. About a year, 2 years, 2 years later, around 10 p.m., I get 3 missed calls from this person who was upset, my friend. And I was like, oh, maybe some medical emergency has come. So I called him. I said, what happened? He says, hey, guess who I just met this evening? I said, who? He said, Swami Kriyanandaji. I said, that's impossible. I dropped him at a hotel. He's taking an early morning flight tomorrow. He said, I don't know about that, but I met him. And he said, I was at a store buying a jacket, and Swami Kriyanandaji was buying a jacket next to me. And he said, I looked at him, and he said, I went up, and Swami, and he introduced himself, and Swami said, how nice to meet you. Another time, around the same time in Swami's life, he gave a talk at the Meridian Hotel to hundreds of children who were graduating out of MBA school to go into the business world. And wonderful talk. Actually, one of the long-term members, he told me, I said, wow, that was such a beautiful talk. He said, that was the one of the best I've heard in 40 years with him. I said, really? So next day, Swami had to go to the airport. My job was to walk him. He walked with the team, so there was a lot of cars, a lot of baggages, bags, and all. My job was, and it was a rented car, so he had to get up to a seat in an Innova. So my job was to elevate him and ensure he sits comfortably. And as I did that, I naturally said a few words. I said, Swamiji, thank you. That was such a beautiful and inspiring talk you gave us all yesterday. And he acknowledged that silently through his eyes. But because my hands were on the window at that time, he put his hand on mine and pressed it very hard. And his eyes teared up at that time. His voice choked. And this is what he said. He said, how I feel for those hundreds of children who have now been thrown to the wolves. And you could see in that moment, I could see this man hadn't slept. His heart was praying for those children. He was a one-day visitor over there. He was invited to be the chief guest. He had said, I'll give a certificate to every child myself. And over the years, I have met many of those children. They've come. They say, my life has changed. Everything I am today is because of that evening. One person pulled out his phone, and after now 15, 16 years, he said, look, I was with him. They are not disciples, they are not Kriyabans, but they met him. Without going in the detail, yesterday in a satsang, I was sharing, because my topic was again divine love, that I once went with some friends to celebrate their birthday, one of their birthdays at the Meridian Hotel. And we all sat there, and this master chef came from there. And he was like, why are you wearing yellow? I used to wear yellow at that time. I'm a monk. Are you a monk? Why are you a monk? And then he saw this bangle, astrological bangle. And he said, are you from this group whose leader is Kriyananda? I said, yes. He sat down with us. He said, Swami Kriyananda ji. He said, that man gave me so much power. Swami would come there once a year, twice a year for meals. He said, once he told me, can you take me to the bathroom, please? I find it difficult to walk alone. He said, I took him to the washroom. We were quiet, but he said, who was this man? He said, if I was not in the restaurant one or two times, he told somebody, please call Roberto. And he said, they would come. And he said, I would run from the other side of the hotel that Kriyanandaji has called me. Another time I was in Mumbai, I had gotten my US visa. So I had told a friend, I said, months ago, I told, pray, pray, pray. If I get it, I'll take you to the same hotel where Kriyanandaji had stayed and we'll have coffee together. So this time we were at the Oberoi. There was a piano. I was telling him stories about when Swami had come there in 2012, and he told a girl who was playing the piano to play some of his songs. And she did. And she got a standing ovation at NCPA with thousands of 1,400 people. And so I was telling this story. And just then a girl came 4 years later, started playing the piano. And my friend said, oh, maybe she knows who that person was. I said, come on, we stayed like 2 days and 4 years ago. He said, where's the harm? I said, sure, okay. So I went and started talking. I said, ma'am, 2012, February, we were here, and our guru had a program at NCPA. And there was a lady who used to play the piano here. And she said, are you from Swami Kriyananda's organization? I said, yes. She said, I'm the girl. I was on the stage. He taught me this song. Love is all I know. Sun rays on. Started playing it right there. And she said, he told me another song. She said, where is he? I haven't seen him since then. And she said, I didn't know that day who he was. Later, I learned about him. Again, I could go on and on. There's another story I want to share, but now we are running out of time. But who was this man? Like Yogananda ji, once he was traveling from the east coast of America to the west coast, and it's a 3 days and 3 night journey. So you have a pantry car in which you sit and you get your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you sit in a certain spot because if you sit everywhere, it's cumbersome to deliver food for the staff. So master sat for some meals in on one table, but then the next time he came, those tables were taken, so he sat on another one. And this waiter came up to him on that table and started weeping. He said, why aren't you sitting on that side today, sir, of the dining cart? And master said, oh, you see, those tables are taken. He said, but you should have come sooner. And master said, yeah, I came a bit late. And then this man said, who are you? Who are you? What do you have? Why do I feel like serving you? And master very sweetly, simply said, I have God. And that, when I started my clinic, I asked Swamiji for some advice, and he said, be in God. He said, be in bliss. Diagnosis, medicines, investigations. He said, that will continue, and you should do that. But your patients should go back home uplifted, and they will only be uplifted if you are uplifted. So if somebody asks in that verse, why should we love God? Why should we merge with his consciousness? What does Ananda do? Many times people say, what do you really do? Do you help people? Do you help poor people? Yes, we do. Yes, we give scholarships. But Kriyananda ji said, this is a world, this is a matter reality. It's good to make it nice. You should make it beautiful. You should leave it better than when you came. However, Swami Kriyananda ji said, ego consciousness makes an infinite reality limited. And those few people who realize the burden of the ego, Kriyanandaji said they want to rid themselves of it. They want inspiration, they want to pray to God, love to God, they follow the advice of the Guru. Why? Because Kriyananda, Yogananda, Ramakrishna, Jesus, Buddha, they were infinite in their consciousness. And you and I don't love the personality. I didn't even know who Swami Kriyananda was, but I saw him. I felt what he had. He had bliss. He had God. Like Vivekananda said, this man has God. That's what I want. Such a desire for God is rare, as we know in our times. And Swamiji said, what do you do? He said, band together with others who love him, who want him. Try to make a difference. But he said, most importantly, build that capacity in you. He used to quote this, and that's the saying in the verse. He said, one moon gives more light than all the stars combined, that become that moon. So as we go now into this Christmas season for our own sake, it's not because the Bhagavad Gita told us we should love and because Swami used to love, because when you love, you feel joyful. Love is a muscle. Love is a capacity, like that bodybuilder. You choose every day, I'm going to increase it. I'm going to forgive this person. I'm going to love them. I'm going to understand their point of view. It's not about the project. It's about what are we learning from that project? Have I increased my wisdom? Have I learned forgiveness? Have I learned compassion? Can I understand their point of view? And we can bring that into our workplace. I'm seeing so many of you, but I'll give the example of Dr. Amar. He works in his clinic, takes the time very, with a lot of intention to not jump to giving injections and medicines, but to talk to people. Those you can get them anywhere, but change yourself, change your habit. Many of his patients who came for cough and cold and gastritis and allergies today are Kriyabans. Why? Because he took the time. He's in that consciousness and he wants to convey that. So again, Kriyanandaji said, of course, in the world, you can't, as a banker or, I don't know, anybody, you can't go around hugging people, say, I love you, I love you. He said, keep the heart restrained. Keep the love in the heart. You can't share it that way. But he said, pray for everybody, love everybody, invite Christ. Like Padre Pio said, somebody said to him, there were so many similarities between his life. He was another saint who became Christ like. So when you become Christ like, the ego gets confused. So one person said, are you calling yourself another Jesus Christ? I mean, are you trying to replace him? For heaven's sake, that's blasphemy. And Padre Pio very sweetly explained. He said, no, no, no. He said, you see, I have invited Christ into my form. It's like, try to understand. If Jesus enters you, what else is going to happen? You become Jesus like. All of Krishna's soldier become like Krishna. And when you and I become like Kriyananda, Yogananda, Krishna, Christ, people, of course, will benefit, but most of all, it doesn't even strike us, as I was saying in the beginning, but we would have achieved that which is the real hunger. It's not the hunger of the stomach, it's not about outward things, it's about the soul. Finally, 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 like again, I'll read, Krishna says, they need never return again to this ephemeral, grief stricken world that we make. We leave this world a much better place. I've just shared 4 or 5 stories from minutes that Kriyanandaji spent with others. Everybody will have stories about him because he lived in that state of consciousness. His nature had become like that. He was like that moon. That what else would you do? Why would there be a cloud around the moon? He was shining and shining. So I'm going to take this resolution into my Christmas season. I'm going to love more, pray more, very intentionally. I'm going to develop that muscle. And I recommend for our own happiness that we all try to do that individually, as a group, because that is also a gift this world needs. Money is good, food is good, those should be given. Those are expressions of love. But like Krishna said, the best yogi is he who feels the joy and sorrow of others as if they were his own. So that ability to see myself in everybody, Kriyananda said that is what motivated him to do outreach. He said, I could be a criminal. I could be a sad person. I could go into addiction because I can see why people are doing that. He said, I don't love what people do always because those approaches can be crazy sometimes. But he said, I love everybody. And he said, that way, I'm doing my part in seeing their soul nature and sending love and energy. And of course, it takes time. We all know that. But this is, like Krishna said, the only success worth striving for. So, those of us who have reached this point, like our dear friend who yesterday bought the autobiography for Yogi, we got the book, we got the scriptures, we have the teachings. Let's keep holding hands, marching forward as we go into this new year and make our masters proud, bring out our soul nature. And that is what Ananda does. We live in joy, we strive to live in joy, we overcome those difficulties, and we share that joy. When we share Ananda, Kriyananda said, when you're joyful, when you're blissful, and you share it, that movement becomes love. And when you love, you're filled with joy. So why go outside these states too much? Joy, if you have joy, share it. Don't have it, do something. Love people, forgive people, and let's do it for one another. And we can stay on that higher octave. God bless you, friends. And I'll invite all of us to stand now. We'll go into the Arti.
Shri Gurudeva Om, Shri Gurudeva Amen. Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Let us stand up. Let's rub our hands together, inviting the love of the Masters to flood us and through us reach out all over the world. Om. 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 Divine Mother, Great Masters, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashai, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, beloved Guru, Paramhans Yogananda ji, saints of all religions, Swami Kriyananda ji, we humbly bow before you all. O great Masters, live in our hearts. Help us feel your presence night and day through our meditations, our prayers, our service, our thoughts, and help us serve as channels for your joy, your divine love to all your children. We are thine. Come to us now. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Forgive me. And so many times I've asked for forgiveness. I've gone longer than my time. But see, this is the season for forgiveness. You can do this. So I'll invite our friends now for some announcements.
No. Thank you, Dr. Aditya. You set the tone for the Christmas season, I guess. Yeah. You're allowed always to go a little extra.
I can be forgiving again.
Yes. See, you have Dr. Amar has come to listen to more and more of your stories. Yes. No, it was indeed a blessed evening. So thank you. And I guess, as Dr. Aditya said, so he sort of initiated or inaugurated the Christmas season for us this time. And we continued that. So this Sunday will be our Christmas meditation from 10 to 6. So please certainly join. That is sort of, I guess, one of the biggest or the biggest occasion for all of us as a Kriyaban, I would say. So make sure not to miss it, both online and in person. And we will also have the social Christmas, which will happen on 25th. Well, I was not wait. I was looking for the day, but Thursday. Okay. Yeah, from 11 to 1. So it will also be a fun time to do that, but let's start it from this Sunday. So we look forward to seeing all of you on Sunday. Om Guru. And again, thank you, Dr. Aditya. And we'll have prasad now outside.